Beautiful, isn't it? Just like the way I train my students. Come, walk with me. At the end of the day, it becomes night. Hi, I'm Professor Carrillo of Juilliard, and I'm going to be talking to you about one of the most beautiful things, Nocturne in C# minor. But what makes it such a beautiful thing, you ask? Well, let me break it down for you. However, before we start, might I add that even the most beautiful things can be challenging sometimes. Let me show you what I mean by that with these 4 lovely measures. The C# minor scale runs require a speedy agility while also maintaining softness, delicateness, and hairpin dynamics. This makes it one of the most challenging sections of the piece. Come on, student. Come look more closely at these 4 measures with me. There you are, student. You can run, but you can't hide. Where are you? Found you. Come on, follow me. Now you can't run anymore, silly. Let's talk fingerings. Here, let me show you these cadenzas. See how they're all C# minor scales? Well, of course, we're going to use the C# minor scale fingerings. Come, let me show you. Let's talk about this first cadenza with me. We're going to be using the C# minor scale fingerings, as I mentioned before, to the advantage. So it goes like this. 2, 3, crossover 1 for the E, F sharp with 2, G sharp with 3, crossover A with 1, B with 2, and finally C sharp with 3. And then you go back the way you came. This first cadenza starts on D sharp, and we're going to place our fingers like so, starting on 3. We go E with 1, F sharp with 2, G sharp with 3, crossover A with the 1, B, C sharp, D sharp, we end with 4. We go back the way we came, crossover G sharp with 3, F sharp with 2, E with 1, crossover D sharp with 4, C sharp with 3, B with 2, A with 1, and then finally G sharp with 3. This next cadenza starts on A, the opposite of Isabella's grades. Let's review it together, shall we? 1 is with A, B with 2, C sharp with 3, D sharp with 4, crossover E with 1, F sharp with 2, G sharp with 3, crossover A with 1. You keep going up the scale until you finally end up on D sharp with 4. You go down the scale you cross over G sharp with 3, D sharp with 4, G sharp with 3 again, D sharp with 4 again, and then finally end with G sharp on 3. Let's overlook this third cadenza that starts on the letter A, which we can't see in Isabella's transcript. It's A with 1, B with 2, C sharp with 3. You keep going up the scale until you hit crossover E with 1, F sharp with 2, and then you go back down the scale, crossover D with 4, C sharp with 3, B with 2, A with 1, and finally end on G sharp with 3. Let's look at this final cadenza starting on A. It's A with 1 as before, B with 2, you keep going up the scale until you land on G sharp with 3. That's when you go back down, crossover with 4 for the D sharp, go back down the scale until you hit G sharp with 3. Now let's overview the left hand. It plays the same sequence throughout these 4 cadenzas, so let's look at it once. It goes C sharp with 5, G sharp with 3, E with 1, C sharp with 2, and then C sharp with 5, F sharp with 4, D sharp with 1, and then C sharp with 2. So it should look something like this. Making sure to add legato since they're slurs. The tricky part is putting the right hand and the left hand together since it's a polyrhythm. Now let's talk technique. Now I know a lot of my pianists out there will groan when I say this, but regularly practicing and having a good understanding of scales is key to accomplishing this run. It helps with playing evenly and playing without randomly accented notes, especially with the crossing of the thumb. Next is flexibility. You will need to play with relaxed, flexible fingers to reduce tension and to play fluidly. Proper use of arm weight is also required, which also connects to phrasing, especially when making the difference between soft and loud. We can make this easier for ourselves by thinking of lessening the weight on our forearms and thinking of our fingers as feathers, gently brushing over the keys and with a mentality of pressing every key fully down. Next, I would like to talk to you about a proper even hand setup. It is needed every time you cross over with the thumb to land on the correct keys accordingly. Now let's talk about practice methods. A good method that I see with my students is having them review scales regularly. It helps with the muscle memory of your fingers, so going throughout the circle of fifths is really important. Next, I'd like to talk to you about practicing with different rhythms. It's very important to do this as it helps with fluidity and evenness. Last but not least, metronome practice and gradually speeding it up. It works for me the best, and it's great at getting your run up to speed while also maintaining flexibility and evenness within your playing. Well, that's all I have for you today, students, on this beautiful masterclass of this piece, created by me, Professor Carrillo at the Juilliard. I hope you found this educational, and I'll see you in the next one.